for waking up with us.
Good morning, our people. Let me hope you've woken up this morning.
Follow us on our social media platforms, that is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, that is at Church of Uganda Family TV, that is COU Family TV on all our social media platforms with the hashtag Morning Glory. A sad day for us as a country, but also here at Church of Uganda Family TV, because we lost the Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Oulanyah, yesterday, and the papers today are filled with tributes and thoughts about him and all the things that he has achieved. So it's a bit sad here for us as a country, but also here on the show, but also as Monday, March the 21st starts, it's a bit sad. But I hope you're well. Good morning. Thank you so much for waking up with us. My name is Byron, and I'm here with Brenda, Mahooro.
It's really sad. It's really a sad day, but we are so sorry for everyone that has lost their loved ones during the weekend, and may God really be there for you in these trying times. And today in the New Vision, of course, they're talking about the late Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Oulanyah, and their special tributes since 1965 to 2022, and their stories on page 47. What killed the Speaker, the life and the times of Oulanyah, how he wanted to be remembered, and leaders pay tribute, unforgettable quotes, what happens when Speaker dies. All those things, all those stories, you're going to find them on page 4 and 7.
That is very true. But also in the top story here, in the Daily Monitor, the Speaker Oulanyah dominates the front page, and the Speaker unites nation in death from 1965 to 2022 when he died. Now, fairly well, a man with a gift of the gab, who owed many with his sense of style tied together to his neck by a bow tie and a signature moustache, has, like his frame, a huge history that stretches back to the lowest points of Mahooro, the highest levels of the capital Kampala, and beyond special coverage. Now, the whole of the Daily Monitor is filled with a tribute to him and things you need to know about him from pages 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that is it. But also, what next? Here in the Daily Monitor, they tell us that MPs to elect new speaker before the next House sitting. And read that full story in the Daily Monitor.
The company worker tortured to death. The police have arrested 4 workers at a soap distribution farm over allegedly torturing a 53-year-old employee to death at the company premises. Full story on page 2. Uganda bids to host African Medicines Agency. Full story on page 3.
Yes, now there is a story here on page 8 and 9 of the Daily Monitor, where the father of Oulanyah claims that he was poisoned. Now, government has dismissed the claims and said it will release a postmortem report very, very soon. But read the full story and the tribute on page 8 and 9 of the Daily Monitor.
And then here on page 4 and 5, there is the life and times of Jacob Oulanyah, how to remember him, and Oulanyah performing the Wola dance with the culture group from his region at National Theatre, and the people that he has been, and his daughter walking on the red carpet during the swearing-in ceremony in May 2021.
Yes. Now, away from the speaker for a while, in national news, in the Daily Monitor, Entebbe Airport new cargo center starts operations. Now, the facility will be key in handling Uganda's agricultural products destined for export. This is a very good thing because the new terminal will occupy about 20,000 square meters and have 3 aero bridges. This will help a little bit in the exportation of agricultural products, but also it becomes easier for farmers and everyone else to, indulge in export for those who wanted to export things. But read the full story on page 24 of the Daily Monitor.
And then here, rabbits need tender loving care. Farmers, that is what was told on the Harvest Money. Over the weekend it has been Harvest Money Expo, and here telling farmers adding value to your milk. And big says Mbazira, full story on page 9, and sustainable production quality affecting Uganda's agricultural market. Full story on page 8.
Yes. Now, over the weekend, unless you've been living under a rock and don't have the Twitter app, you would have seen a little bit of conversation on Bobi Wine and Smack, where he went and defended and criticized the head teacher over the son's treatment. Video made rounds, but also conversation struck out on how teachers treat our children while they are. But in the Daily Monitor today on page 25, Bobby criticizes head teacher over son's treatment, and a selfie here of Bobi Wine and his wife Babi with their son Solomon at St. Mary's College, Chisubi. Now the allegation was simple, and as I'll just quote exactly what he said. He says, "I was told by the same head teacher that my son wasn't an A but an average student who can't be cleared to stand for a leadership position. I was hurt because we all train our children to become leaders." He was really just talking about the way they were treating the son at the school and not giving him an equal opportunity because of the father. And so that sparked off a little bit of conversation on that timeline, but also amongst the parents that were there then. But read the full story on page 25, and again, in sad news, Makerere student dies in Boda accident. And the Makerere student is mourning the death of a third-year student who perished on a border accident at the weekend. The student is identified as Vanessa Namuwaya and was a resident of Africa Hall who was pursuing a bachelor's degree in construction management at the College of Engineering, Design, Art and Technology. Take a moment and pray for all the people who have lost their friends, their family, their fathers, their daughters over the weekend. So read the full story on page 25 of the Daily Monitor.
Abim gets better water coverage in the community news, and government engages students on environmental protection. Water coverage in urban areas has been 70% for 4 years because population growth. And former contestant in Chavazinga
City authorities officially opened the Mbara Central Market on Saturday. Mr. Majeli says no vendor would be allowed to have more than one stall or lock-up. There was a little bit of joy, and people were a bit happy for that market because it was a long time coming for the people of Mbara. But also the market was constructed by Rocco Construction at 21 billion and consists of a restaurant, children care center, chicken area, public toilets, 559 shared lockups and 256 stalls. It has the capacity to accommodate around 1,151 vendors. So yeah, it's quite a big deal for the people of Bara, and I pray that they utilize it quite well. But read the full story on page 27 of the Daily Monitor.
And then here in the job news, Equal Opportunities Commission Court adjourns Serena Hotel case. Other complaints raised by the employees include low pay and intimidation. Full story on page 39.
Now, in world news, the conversation, but also the situation between Ukraine and Russia keeps going on. And here in the Daily Monitor by the BBC, Western agents seek to understand Putin's motives. Now, understanding his state of mind will be vital to avoid escalating the Ukraine crisis into even more dangerous territory. But read the full story on page 28. And in business news, oil refinery to start operations in 2027. That is what the government is saying. And the refinery, if realized within the stipulated period, will start operating 2 years after Uganda has attained its first oil, expected in 2025. Read the full story on page 29 of the Daily Monitor.
And then here, reconciliation is a secret of my success. That is what a couple here is celebrating Halida Champire, the chairperson LC1 of Chitojo Centre in Bujera Parish, talking about how to work and how to earn through a lot of through agriculture, and defections and settle big parties before nominations. In Nairobi, full story on page 51.
Now, in sports news, Heroes upset the Cops, and this is the Stanbic Uganda Cup, where the Mbale Heroes provided the biggest upset of the Stanbic Uganda Cup round of 16 by eliminating Top Flight League side Police with a 1-0 win there. Mbarara City beat Iganga Young 4-0. Boma beat Tipsa 2-0, and Vipers won their game against Kataga with 3-0. And today, one of the things we're going to be looking out for in the Uganda Cup is the Okisok Giants that will be facing UPDF. So we'll read the full story on page 40 of the Daily Monitor.
And here in the sports news, UAF National Athletics try to start gathering steam and make sport a priority. That is what sports federation heads have been urged to promote the sports agenda rather than personal matters in a bid to pass the sports policy. Full story on page 59. Get yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor and New Vision and read more of these stories. We're just going to go in a short break, but we are going to come back with lots and lots of more.
Good morning, Uganda. Thank you so much for waking up with us.
Good morning, our people. Let me hope you've woken up this morning.
Follow us on our social media platforms. That is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That is at Church of Uganda Family TV. That is COU Family TV on all our social media platforms with the hashtag Morning Glory.
Do you know that you can now enjoy great enriching shows anywhere through the Family TV app? Here is how to download it. Open Play Store on your phone. Search for the Family TV app. Click Install. After installing it, open it and enjoy enriching content.
Twegatteko wano ku Church of Uganda Family TV buli wa mukaaga essaawa 11 ez'akawungeezi.
With 200 million people aged between 15 and 24, Africa has the youngest population in the world. This can either be an opportunity or a ticking time bomb. At Young and Flourishing Hub, we seek to turn these numbers into an opportunity for Africa to become a global leader. Join us every Monday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Church of Uganda Family TV as we take you through the discussion of different topics that will enable you to become world-class leaders and mentors, grow your finances, and become world-class innovators. Young and Flourishing, transforming Africa. Talk of the Town. Talk of the Town.
Welcome back from that short break. Yeah, today at the Talk of the Town, we're remembering the late Jacob Olanya. And to you guys out there, do you know anything? What do you remember about the deceased Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Olanya? What are those memorable quotes that you remember about the Speaker of Parliament? It's really sad. But today at the Talk of the Town, we're going to be talking about that. And there are messages that were sent in, and we're going to be reading them. Like some people remember about the late Speaker of
Maybe
Parliament.
Brenda, before we even talk about what people remember, we need to maybe just give a brief on the current situation. Now, Mr. Olanya was last seen in Parliament in December 2021. That was the last time he was seen in Parliament, and by that time he had only chaired a few sessions, including the NSSF bill, which permitted the midterm access to members' savings. He was elected into the speakership position in May of that same year, 2021. Now, he flew out of the country for treatment on February 4th, with reports claiming that the Uganda Airlines bus Neo with registration that was used to fly him to Seattle, that is in Washington, in the United States. The journey that sparked off a little bit of controversy there, I don't know if you remember, the journey that costed around $500,000, which is about 1.7 billion. And I remember people having a conversation about that and saying, guys, why are we spending all this money flying him out? What? There was a whole thing there. But yeah, he was sick when he went there. And on March 15th, just the other day, the Deputy Speaker, Miss Anita Among, alongside with the Chief Justice, Owini Dolo, the Minister of Health, General Thacheng, and the Democratic Party President, Norbert Mao, and some family members of Olanya traveled to the US to check on him. And Mr. Among on March 18th tweeted saying the Speaker is receiving and responding to the treatment under the close attention of his doctors. Let us keep him in prayers for a speedy and complete recovery. I urge the public to respect his privacy and that of his family. Yes, that was it. And then yesterday, announced by the President at around 10 or 11 a.m., at around 10:30 a.m. actually, the President tweeted on his timeline that countrymen and countrywomen, it is with a lot of sadness that I announce the death of the Right Honorable Jacob Olanya, the Speaker of Parliament. I got information of his sad news at 10:30 a.m. East African time from people that have been with him and the doctor that was caring for him in the intensive care unit. He was a good cadre. I delayed the announcement so that his children would be informed first. That is what the President said. So that's a little bit of background of what has been going on. But yeah, I don't know how many people or how many things people know about him. But he was quite the man, I must say. Yeah, and then people are talking about what they remember about the deceased Speaker Jacob Olanya, and their stories here. Michael says in late 1990, students led by Guild President Norbert Mao rejected Ministry of Education imposed Guild Constitution. Strike, a student is shot dead. Black Monday, Freedom Square, Olanya Guild Speaker eloquently disposed the case. We all got united. That is what Michael remembers about the deceased.
And then this one says, what I remember is that all people in NRM claim they have built good hospitals, but when they get sick, they are always flown out of the country to seek medical attention elsewhere. That is what Ronnie Paul Kawesi remembers.
Well, as we continue, I just need to also just a little brief of who he was, for those who don't know. Now, Olanya was born in the then Gulu district on March 23rd. It was almost his birthday. On March 23rd, 1965, to Nathan Lokori and Karen Atwan. And he attended St. Joseph's College, Laibi, Dr. Obote College, Boroboro, and Kololo SS for his O-level and A-level education here in Kampala. In 1988, he joined Makerere University, the oldest university in East Africa, and where he studied agricultural economics. He graduated in 1991 with a Bachelor of Arts in that subject before he entered law school at Makerere University and graduated in 1994 with a Bachelor of Laws degree. He served as a speaker of the University Students Guild during his stay at Makerere, and in 1995 he attended the Law LDC, where he obtained a postgraduate diploma in legal practice. And of course, from that he worked as a lecturer there for a while at the center at LDC, but also he opened up his private law firm almost around the same year, Olanya Honoria and Company Advocates. And it was in 2001 when he joined active politics and successfully won the parliamentary seat of Mahooro County in the then Gulu district under the no-party system, also known as the movement political system. And he has served as the deputy speaker between 2011 to 2021 when he was then elected speaker of parliament. So he served as deputy speaker for about 10 years and whatnot. But it was quite a tenure for him. He's a very charismatic man, Brenda. I'll tell you for free. I've had an opportunity to, I was with other people, but to just hear him out and talk to him and ask him a few questions, and I'll tell you for free, he's a very funny guy. I think he used to really love life. I remember that season when he used to use a bike to go to office.
In lockdown especially.
Yeah, it's like he was a cool guy. We'll definitely miss him. Uganda has really lost a very interesting cadre. So may his soul rest in peace. Yep.
And then this one, Robert says what he remembers about the deceased is remember him for eloquence and low brains compared to other speakers of Uganda. He succeeded, and his strategy for methods of he has left behind will guide this country to the next level. And then this one, Robina says, I remember him once he made a joke, or he was a joke guy. That is what Robina says. And then this one says he really loved people of Mahooro County, and we have really lost a good cadre. And then this one, Uncle Sammy says, sadness to the nation. I remember him to ride a nice bike during the lockdown. Chitalo. That is what he says. And this one says, Albert Brown. I remember Honorable Jacob Olanya's statement concerning the corruption in Uganda, where he said all of us are corrupt, including him. That is what he said, Albert.
Yes, the conversations continue on our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That is at Church of Uganda Family TV. That is COU Family TV. We need to go in for a break, but remember again, let's take in some time to pray for the family of the deceased and for God to comfort them even during this hard time, but also as a country, for our political system and whatnot, that even as MPs elect another speaker and whatnot, that there will be some sort of fluidity and peace in the country and in the parliament. But we need to go in for a break, but when we come back, we'll be discussing a little bit of what happened over the weekend, but also last week concerning schools and mobile phones. So do not go anywhere. This is Church of Uganda Family TV.
Do you have a business that you are looking to grow? Advertising with Church of Uganda Family TV is the way to go. We are located on Church House, level 13, along Kampala Road. We offer favorable rates and an extremely creative production team that will work with you to take your business to the next level. To give us a ring, call us on 0781 084215 or 0750 655232. Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives.
Wetwogera ku health mat kino kyetutegeeza
tuyina obulwadde bungi obukwata omutima
tukuleetera okumanya biki ebikulwaza.
Mu busawo tewali ddagala talina side effect. Kabeere vitamin C, kabeere ki, gwe buli by'oteekayo ne bwe ba habo. Yes, ne bwe ba habo, ne bwe ba ddagala gganda. Twasawo tumanyi buli chemical gy'oteeka mu bulamu bwo ebaako ne side effect.
Y'omanyi engeri gy'oyinza okwekangiramu endwadde?
Abaana mu batwale babageme.
Eno ye health mat wano wokka ku Church of Uganda Family TV. Nange Edwin Austin Mukalazi buli lunaku olwabbalaza oba Mande ku ssaawa 10 zennyini ez'akawungeezi era nga ffe wano ku health mat tufaayo nnyo eri obulamu.
With 200 million people aged between 15 and 24, Africa has the youngest population in the world. This can either be an opportunity or a ticking time bomb. At Young and Flourishing Hub, we seek to turn these numbers into an opportunity for Africa to become a global leader. Join us every Monday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Church of Uganda Family TV as we take you through the discussion of different topics that will enable you to become world-class leaders and mentors, grow your finances, and become world-class innovators. Young and Flourishing, transforming Africa.
Welcome to Coffee Production Tips, brought to you by Uganda Coffee Development Authority. Uganda Coffee Development Authority is the government agency mandated to promote and oversee the coffee industry as a whole by developing research, facilitating coffee production and productivity, by training farmers on good agricultural practices, controlling the quality and improving the marketing of coffee for the benefit of stakeholders, planting coffee seedlings, mulching, training coffee seedlings, and stamping coffee. Farmers are encouraged to adopt good agricultural practices to get high yields, good prices, and better income from coffee. These tips are brought to you by Uganda Coffee Development Authority.
Pulogulaamu ensonga tukuleetera okumanya biki ebigenda maaso mu ggwanga. Okumanya ebyenjigiriza n'ebyenkulaakulana ekyo nikyo kikulu. Twegatteko wano ku Church of Uganda Family TV buli lwa mukaaga essaawa 11 ez'akawungeezi.
Talk of the Town.
Welcome back from that short break. Yeah, today we're talking about school phones. Should schools be should children be allowed to have phones in school? Should students have phones in schools? What would be the repercussions? The story this came up with the head teacher of Nakasero SS, they had allowed their students to have phones in school, but Minister Muyo said that they had to look through, and they're still contemplating about it. Should schools allow students with phones? What should be done? And then the teachers who are complaining were saying that the new curriculum needs students to have phones because you have to do research, you have to do a lot of things on phones. So it needs more of the student to engage more in this curriculum. So, and the parents are saying that they are not going to support this because there are a lot of potential health risks to mental health and physical well-being related to overuse of cell phones, and so there's a lot of stuff going on here and here. Some of them are saying the students should have phones, and others are saying no, they shouldn't have phones. So
yes,
what do you
no,
think?
they shouldn't have phones.
Why are you saying that no, they shouldn't have
One
phones?
is because we're no longer in COVID, we're no longer in lockdown. Okay, we're in COVID, but we're no longer in lockdown. We shouldn't have phones. Brenda, if you had a phone in school, honestly, first speak honestly, do you think you would study? Also, I saw that interview of the Nakasero NSS guy. He was saying we use the phones for research and other assignments. So me, I'm thinking, one, what's the teacher doing there? What's the use of the teacher? Because if Google is going to give me everything I need to study, why do I need a teacher? Then two, are you sure? How are you going to go to, I don't know how many children are in a classroom. Let me just say 50 students to be, but no, it's like a zero. It's like probably 80 guys. Are you going to go to every person to find out if they are actually researching or they are on WhatsApp or whatever? So how do you moderate it? For me, that's my issue.
The issue of moderation, I'm sure the teachers are going to sit down. That is what Minister Mringo was talking about. They're going to sit down and see how the students are going to be helped. Maybe they put parental guidance in the
What do you mean helped? You don't need it.
They're going to be followed up by the teacher.
Brenda, did you have a phone in school?
Those are old times, Byron. We are
you are not very old, please. I'm the one who should be talking that. No.
We've gone into another generation.
Which generation? That does what?
There's a different curriculum. Eh? Like the curriculum right now, Byron, if you see the curriculum right now, I got a chance to see this curriculum.
What do you mean?
It's the same. More. It's different.
Most of it is the same.
It's different from what we studied. As it was more of a teacher coming to teach, and it's like A, B, C, like writing on chalkboard. But right now the curriculum has really changed.
But we still study A, B, and C.
That's different.
You need to study letters. Okay. But you really support children to have
yes, I really do.
Phones. Why?
I told you, one, because of the new curriculum.
What
it
about
needs more. It needs more of engaging, like being on internet, doing research. It needs more of engagement of the students.
Then, how about instead of wasting our time with phones? Because that's the truth. The students, I promise you, will spend more time on the phones.
But they're going to be visited by teachers. The teachers are going to
there are
be in the
8
classroom.
children
After,
in the school, in the classroom.
It is possible.
How possible are you, Byron, who is in the back bench, is on Google researching? What if me, I'm watching YouTube videos of Ronaldo kicking the ball? Or who is buying for these kids?
The teacher is going to invigilate them.
Who is buying for these kids that there are like many things that are wrong with it?
It's fine. There's Wi-Fi at school.
How about we use that money that we spend on Wi-Fi and what? At least buy a computer, right? Buy a computer, put it in the whatever lab or thingy, and buy a projector, and you research with the students.
But you know, a computer is not
right
flexible.
There.
It's not flexible compared to the phone.
No, and we are using it for research, right? While we are in class, that's the point.
But this is applied to every subject. So you're not going to tell me that we're going to study in the computer lab.
I've not said computer lab. I've said, since we want to go digital, right? Bring a computer in the classroom. It has internet. The point is internet, right? It has internet. How about the teacher researches with the students as a lesson? Why do you need every student to have a phone?
Because a phone is flexible.
I still don't understand. For what? Flexible for what? You're using
For
it
research.
for you're using it when? In the classroom, right?
In the classroom, when the teacher is
So it's
teaching.
flexible for who?
How it's done, the students, like, they make a group. They make a group. So like the teacher is, you said 80 students, so you said it's not easy to come and invigilate all these 80 students for a teacher. What? There could be someone who is watching Ronaldo playing football, what? But if they're in the group, it is very easy, like, let's say 5 groups or 10 groups, it's very easy for the teacher to come and invigilate all the students, maybe. And after, how it's going to be done? After these students have used their phones, what? They have, there's always parental guidance. They put them parental guidance.
No, they don't.
I think you're
They are consenting. First of all, they're as if adults, because when you're in high school, you are a grown person. You understand. You don't need parental guidance. Is for children under the age of 10, 11. They are not 10 years old. They are old. What I'm saying is, me, I'm giving you my marriage. You're not giving me yours. You're just telling me.
I'm giving you my marriage.
No, you're not. I'm telling you. One. The child, the truth is, the child won't study. I'm going to be on YouTube and whatnot. You're telling me that the reason you need me with the phone is for research purposes. And I'm saying, okay, no, that's okay. That's fine. We can research all we want, or we can study all we want. But how about we research with the teacher? Because where does the teacher come in? You're saying there is a new curriculum. So is Google going to teach us the new curriculum? Or is the teacher going to teach us the new curriculum?
It's more of searching on internet.
Exactly. So, and how many people can afford that? How many people can afford a smartphone in the school? Don't you think that me, who can't afford a smartphone, who comes from a very, very, very humble background, you're then discriminating? You're putting a phone as one of the things that I need to fit in. But also, how is my mental health? Me, I can afford a capability. You have come with your iPhone, Samsung, what? You're bringing some sort of. What does that do for me as a student? Because I'm seeing all my other friends have nice phones. Me, I can't afford it. The teacher is saying, no. And when you open Google, me, I'm like, bro, I don't have Google. So what I'm saying is, either way, however way you look at it, phones are very unnecessary in the school. We did without them. There were new curriculums then as well. We also had new curriculums.
Right now the curriculum has really changed.
We also had new topics. That is the use of the teacher. Then what will the teacher be used for?
The teacher will be there, but like I told you, the new curriculum, it engages more of the student to do research on the phone, and it's really
that's
activities,
that is very bad teaching. Well, how about you teach the student how to use the computer to do research on the computer? Why do you need a phone? That's why bring the computer to class. Me, I'm giving you solutions to your notes.
No, I'm giving you solutions.
You're giving me reasons. Give me reasons why students need phones.
That's the big thing.
Give me reasons. I'll leave my things. Give me reasons why a student needs a phone in a classroom.
First of all, they need those phones to do research. Second of all, because of the new curriculum. Because if it was, don't you see that it's only like senior 1 and senior 2 who are using phones? It's not senior 3, senior 4, because their curriculum is more
all of them.
teacher.
The point was all of them from S1 to S6.
No.
You're refusing.
I'm telling you because of the new curriculum. The new curriculum has started on senior 2.
Auntie, but I'm saying for the phone use, that's what I've been saying, that you can't use that as an excuse, because it's not only S1s and S2s that have phones. It's everyone from S1 to S6, they have phones in the school. So you can't use new curriculum as an excuse. No, what about S6? Me, I'm a candidate, but I have a phone. So how sure are you that that phone?
Are not going to be allowed.
Who said? You can't do that. Who said? The S6s also have phones. You're agreeing with me.
No, but I cannot agree with you. Times have really changed now. Times have changed. Things have changed. And if they're introducing phones in school, that means there's going to be a policy on how to handle all this, how the students are going to be handling school.
They are all the wrong things.
And how they're going to invigilate. You say
they're all the wrong things. That means more work for me as a teacher to invigilate all the 80 students.
About the students who are not going to have.
There is obviously going to be increased crime or theft in the school.
How?
You have a phone. You have an iPhone. Me, I have like an iDios. I'll have to steal your phone, because not all of us have the same phone, right? I'll have to steal your phone, your better phone. and probably keep it till the end of the term. That will cause theft. Then there will be complaints. Then, as in, everything is wrong. And when you say you're going to like inspect every child, you're lying. You're lying because it is impossible.
Before they have left maybe the school.
It is impossible.
And they will keep them there. They're not going to be allowed into dormitory.
No, that's okay. What I'm saying is that inspecting every child in the classroom, it's impossible because you're at the front. You're at the front as a teacher. You don't know what I'm doing with my phone in the dark. That's my problem. That you don't know what I'm doing. Right now when I'm on my phone, you know what I'm doing. Yes, you can be saying, so when you go here and you see chemistry, this is the way sodium chloride does it. Okay. I'm on other things. Not even I'm watching videos. You understand what I mean? So phones in school, thank you so much for thinking of that. No, and not to overjudge, but I feel like they know phone management. They know where to. Maybe this was be taught. People who have been in lockdown, they want their phones. They develop careers. They give now. You don't give Brenda in school.
Yeah, you should. Was allowed.
Instead of studying,
no, they're told how to manage them. They're told maybe a break time. You can access your phones. You can use
in Jan
and even the policy.
In January,
the policy they want to put up and how to manage all this. They're going to be taught
in January.
How to manage phones.
In January this year, we hosted a counselor, and one of the things she told us was one. It's very easy to teach someone or a human being something new between the ages of 0 and like around 10. There you can teach them whatever you want, values, how to manage this, above 12 years, please, you're on your own things. They are teenagers. First of all, they are teenagers. Second of all, they are undergoing puberty. You remember the way you were in S2, very rowdy, very stubborn, you can't manage them. You can't say, no, I'm going to teach you how to use a phone. How? Me, I don't want. What if you meet people who, like those guys in Mulu who striked, or in West Nile?
But everything needs the first time, so it's going to be really a good experience, and we want to see this experience.
If it's working for you,
and we're into another generation, Byron. We're not going to say because you are working with
you're the only one in that generation.
But we have changed. We are like.
No.
We have gone very high.
The values are the same, Brenda. It's like saying, no. As Christians, we have changed. We can't still be doing the things that Jesus did. Jesus was very old. This was 2,000 years ago. No. Values are the same, Brenda. You can't say that, no. I can kill you because you hurt me. Murder is murder.
From that.
Okay. Let me use a contextual thing that we know. You can't say no because. For us, our parents used to have particular values or used to wear decently. Now we have changed. Things have grown. Fashion has changed, right? We can now put on miniskirt. You who is seeing, you're not supposed to be seeing me like that. Come on, why? So you can't say, because things have changed, even as we need to change.
Things have really changed. Social media is there, and
values. Yes, we need to change.
To call upon every student instead of the time we would call on a meeting.
I attended a parent-teachers conference on Zoom the other day. They send us communication through WhatsApp.
You see,
because we are parents.
Even students
in school. For what? You're in school. You study. Then after that, in holidays. Come, use your phone. After using your phone, go back to school and study.
Do you know that instead of maybe we can to call upon every student out there, we can use bulk SMS instead of calling up everyone, which is really not it takes a lot of time. But so here we can send every student bulk messages. Yeah, maybe when your school coordinator, school monitor,
For what? You send the class monitor. I'm not coming today.
Things like that. Like to ease things instead of being there. They don't know where you are. It's a bit weird too. Easing things like that. We're going to read on your messages. They have told me their messages there. So we're going to be reading them, but we're just going to go in for a short break, but we're going to come back.
Do you have a business that you are looking to grow? Advertising with Church of Uganda Family TV is the way to go. We are located on Church House, level 13, along Kampala Road. We offer favorable rates and an extremely creative production team that will work with you to take your business to the next level. To give us a ring, call us on 0781 084215 or 0750 655232. Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives.
Whether it is Katogo, Chikomando, Rolex Majasa to Nyanyambisi. Man, wherever I am, I enjoy you with your TV channels on my phone.
Enjoy a new world of entertainment with over 80 TV and radio channels, plus movies from wherever you are. Download the Yo TV Channels app from your app store and enjoy 30 days of free streaming with MTN.
Yo TV Channels, the power is in your hands.
Do you know that you can now enjoy great enriching shows anywhere through the Family TV app? Here is how to download it. Open Play Store on your phone. Search for the Family TV app. Click Install. After installing it, open it and enjoy enriching content anywhere, everywhere, anytime. Family TV, enriching lives.
They took whatever they took from you, wherever it is. Catch fire, catch fire.
We always ask ourselves a lot of questions. Sometimes we are faced with difficulties in our lives. Some of us may face sickness.
Jesus, let your presence overshadow me, and Lord, let every infirmity be taken away from my life.
Program ensonga tukulekera okumanya biki ebigenda maaso mu ggwanga. Okumanya ebyenjigiriza n'ebyenkulaakulana ekyo nikyo kikulu.
tuliko wano ku Church of Uganda Family TV buli wa mukaaga essaawa 11 ez'akawungeezi.
With 200 million people aged between 15 and 24, Africa has the youngest population in the world. This can either be an opportunity or a ticking time bomb. At Young and Flourishing Hub, we seek to turn these numbers into an opportunity for Africa to become a global leader. Join us every Monday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Church of Uganda Family TV as we take you through the discussion of different topics that will enable you to become world-class leaders and mentors, grow your finances, and become world-class innovators. Young and Flourishing, transforming Africa.
As you think about the Lord just taking over your case and you're no longer in the midst of it, and he says, fear not.
Demons from the mountains, scream and leave. Demons from the graves, scream and leave in the name of Jesus.
Good morning, Uganda. Thank you so much for waking up with us.
Good morning, our people. Let me hope you've woken up this morning.
Follow us on our social media platforms. That is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That is at Church of Uganda Family TV. That is COU Family TV on all our social media platforms with the hashtag Morning Glory.
Brethren, yes we can. We can clear the debt of Church House. And I want to invite you to give generously to the love gift. May God bless you as you give.
Talk of the Town.
Welcome back from that short break. Yeah, we're talking about the issue of authorization of phones in schools, and what do you say? What do you have to say about it? What is your communication? Should these phones be authorized in schools, or they shouldn't be allowed in schools? What could be the repercussions there? We would want your view, or you could send us an SMS, or you would call us in studio and tell us your view about that issue. And there are messages here. This one says, James says, thanks for the show. My thoughts about the topic of students with mobile phones in class, it's madness. Those boys and girls will be watching porn all day and night. Remember, they are adolescents, and their interest is centered around their sexuality. And besides, all of we the grown-up can't relate ourselves when it comes to phones. How about those young ones? That is what James says. And then this one says, Taremo says, late extend internet cables to all secondary schools, whether government aided or private, so as make access to internet easy. That is what you're talking about that time, that how are they going to access Wi-Fi, internet, who is going to be responsible to buy internet.
Yeah.
So it's taking this, let NITA Uganda extend internet cables to all secondary schools, whether government aided or private, so as to make access to internet easy. And then this one says, Jennifer says, how long can we continue not seeing our children? At least allow drop-off of grab. Let's be sensitive to the role of parents.
Now you're talking about something different. You're talking about schools and phones. So you first leave grab alone. They will eat school food. You leave them.
And then this one says, Levy says it's useless. That is what it says.
I think so. Brenda, it is really.
It's not really useless.
Okay, read people's views. Okay.
And this one says it's very accessible, the ability to communicate in emergency situations. Many families don't have home phones and public payphones. And yeah, this one says it helps in emergency communication. And this one says opportunity for social contact with peers, texting, use of social media, and less likely actually talking on the phone. And then this one says ability to gain immediate knowledge for personal or academic use. Yes, this one it's what I say.
So just for clarification, the Ministry of Ministry of Education and Sports came out about 4 days ago and said now they were clarifying on the visitation of parents, but also the use of phones. And the resumption for visitation days have not been permitted yet, with schools following the SOPs as guided. Our learners are safe in schools. Consultations about the same are ongoing with experts from Ministry of Health before communication is made. We all know that very few schools are allowing visitations to happen and bringing of grabs. But concerning the use of phones in schools, authorizing use of mobile phones by learners in a school setting is still being studied. Not yet permitted. We want to address this challenge within the context of a larger framework of how to leverage ICT in facilitating learning in our education system. And I think that is the whole point. That's what I've been saying, that man, you can't inspect every single child. What you can do is, how about we leverage ICT? How about we look at the bigger picture? That's a very small picture, because when you say every child surfing the internet, not every child has access to a smartphone, but not every child has access to a phone. So how about, and the Ministry of Education and Sports says it, that how then can we leverage ICT and make sure that instead of requiring every student to come with a phone to school, how about we leverage ICT? How do we bring internet to every school? At least in Central. Let's not even go to West, North, East. Let's focus on just Central. How many students, how many schools have access to internet? 1. 2, how do we make internet cheaper for the schools? How do we make Wi-Fi or whatever? You came up, the ICT ministry very many years ago, like in 2018, 17, decided to come up with a free Wi-Fi when you're in the Central. My UG, whatever. Is it working? Does it still work? Are people using it? Those are the kinds of conversations we need to be having, and not other things. Yeah, those are my 2 cents. In fact, yeah, me, I'm over.
My sense is that they should be allowed, like what themselves say, that it allows them in emergency times. No, what if something happens, and then text messages, it helps in text messages, bulk SMS, it saves time, and it helps them to access. You know that computer labs are not accessed like to every student, whether you want it or not at every time, every single given time, like you're going to access the computer lab. It's not quite accessible. So if the student have their phone, like academic wise, it is very accessible. You can go on internet and surf everything, anything that you want. And the government maybe could do something, and then do something in, like with the phones of these students. Maybe put parental guidance and stuff like that.
The government
they
is
can
not,
only
is not our parent.
And
the government is not our parent. They can't be there telling us everything we need to do. Come on, guys.
I remember these schools have ICT teachers or computer teachers where they can do something with the phones of these students. Yes, everything can happen.
What can they do?
Anything can happen.
What
maybe
can they
coding, maybe what? Everywhere we go.
I think you overestimate the ICT teachers. They might only know Microsoft Word. Anyway, thank you so much for staying with us here at Church of Uganda Family TV. The conversation continues on our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We are very, very, very glad that you decided to wake up with us. Now, we continue with entertainment news and, you know, some bit of infotainment around across the day and whatnot. But from us here at Morning Glory, we'll see you tomorrow in the morning at 7 a.m. here at Church of Uganda Family TV.
Do you know that you can now enjoy great enriching shows anywhere through the Family TV app? Here is how to download it. Open Play Store on your